Hello everyone and welcome back to SomeDudePlays Fire Emblem 3 Houses Blue Lines. This is now part 16 and we're going to continue right where we left off directly after the battle of the Magdred Ambush.
Why did this happen? Lenato was always such a kind man. Everyone in the village was so nice to me, and I killed them. I killed them all. I had to. I know I had to. I know that. But still, what does that make me?
Yeah, Ash really takes a big emotional hit from this one. Can't help but feel sorry for him.
Please, don't beat yourself up, Ash. We did what had to be done.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be bothering you. I'm going to check on the town. I hope my brother and sister are okay.
That was my first time killing civilians too. Those who I'm sworn to protect.
They weren't civilian, but they were allied soldiers turned against you. But yeah, it's really tough on everyone from this chapter because they knew him. And you can either see it was a necessary sacrifice or that is the reality of war. And it doesn't matter what you choose here.
Are you insane? Those weren't knights or soldiers, but fathers and sons. We shouldn't have killed them. We should have found another way.
Sadly, at this point in time, especially with the one zealot from the church, yeah, you really didn't have a choice.
I'm sorry. It's not fair for me to blame you for the circumstance. I know that if we hadn't done what we did, even more civilian lives would have been lost. At least my mind understands that, but my heart... Professor, those in power, no matter the era, always claim they fight for a just cause, that they take life to protect it. But is it truly okay to take any life you please? All in service of some implacable just cause?
Well, my personal opinion on that is no, because they're dead, they can't change anything.
Lord Lenato didn't take up arms out of a lust for power. He simply believed his cause to be just. Who's to say it wasn't?
Well, no, we'll probably learn more later on, but we just don't have enough information, so we did with the best we did with what we had.
Maybe we didn't have to cut him down like that. Maybe we could have reached a mutual understanding, found a path of peace. I have to believe that. Perhaps the notion sounds laughable to you. Mere lip service to naive ideals. But I can't believe otherwise.
The only way he'll be able to mentally get through this battle is to believe that.
Sorry to intrude, but this incident may be more serious than anticipated. I found this on Lord Lenato. It's a note that mentions a plan to assassinate Lady Rhea. We can't tell who sent it, so the source is suspect, but the content is too disturbing to ignore. We must report this to Lady Rhea right away. I hope that it's nothing.
I am glad to see that you have returned safely. The goddess is gracious with her divine protection.
More cutscene.
But it was not only her divine protection that shielded you, was it? You are just as skilled as I had hoped.
So this question is all up to you. You do get a bit of a different answer, but there is no support up for it.
There is no need for modesty. I heard some of the students were hesitant about fighting militia. However, we must punish any sinner who may inflict harm upon believers, even if those sinners are civilians.
And that's kind of where you start to where I've started to realize there is some darkness in the Church of Seros.
I pray the students learned a valuable lesson about the fate that awaits all who are foolish enough to point their blades towards the heavens.
Our real concern is what Catherine reported. The secret message that was in Lord Lenato's possession. It contained a deplorable plot to target the Archbishop on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth. The plan seems unrealistic at best, but a threat is a threat. We must maintain constant vigilance. To that end, I would like for you and your students to help with security on the day of the ritual.
Yeah, so now this one was quite interesting. You have 3 choices, and one of them will give you a support up with Rhea. So I'll take number 2, we won't let her down. And we got it.
That is most reassuring. You have my gratitude.
The rite of rebirth is of paramount importance. It is when the Church of Seiros and its believers unite to pray for the return of the goddess. The Archbishop and I will be confined to the Goddess Tower once the ritual begins. Of course, the Knights will be on high alert as well, but there aren't enough of them to keep watch on every corner of the monastery. It is far from ideal to be forced to mobilize students, but the gravity of this situation requires that we all bend to avoid breaking.
While there is no need to fear for my safety, we cannot turn a blind eye to those who would blaspheme so heinously.
With any luck, this will all be for naught. Still, be on your guard.
White clouds.
Part 1. White clouds. Blue sea moon. The goddess's rite of rebirth.
I forgot that has a voiceover so I don't have to say it. Thank goodness for new chapters.
As the sun grows stronger and the nights grow ever shorter, the blue sea star returns to the sky once more. Believed to be the goddess's home, her followers look to the star and commence celebrations of her rebirth. On the grounds of Garreg Mach Monastery, a grand ceremony is held in honor of this much-anticipated event. Every true follower of the Church of Seiros is sure to be in attendance.
Yay, new month. So we received 3,000 gold and everything's been updated, plus this Caspar, so yes, he gets some flowers. And now we have our C support with Dimitri.
Perfect timing, Professor. If you don't mind, I have a favor I'd like to ask of you.
It's kind of fitting this happens right after we have the major emotional chapter.
It's in regard to sword training. Not for myself, but, well, to be honest, I've been teaching swordsmanship to the orphans at the monastery for a while now.
Yeah, so this kind of shows how Dimitri's really setting up to be a very good king.
Some of them saw me sparring with the knights one day. They started pestering me to teach them. They were so earnest, I couldn't help but oblige. There's much I wish to show them, but due to my own studies and training, I'm afraid my time is rather limited. Which brings me to my favor. Your swordsmanship is unmatched. I hate to ask this of you, but would you consider lending me a hand?
Yeah, so you have a choice here. I like to choose number 1 because I'm a nice guy, and frankly, helping those kids to live longer is always a good thing.
Thank you, truly. I am in your debt, and I always repay my debts, I'll have you know. All of these children lost their families and homes to war or illness. This may sound a bit arrogant, but I feel it's my responsibility to help them. I lost my parents without warning too. In that way, we're the same. In Dusker, I lost my father, stepmother, and closest friends. I didn't have many allies at the castle after that. In truth, I had only Dedue for companionship.
Yeah, so you get a bit more on the what happened to him after Dusker.
I once had people I could confide in. Family, friends, instructors, even the royal soldiers. But they were all taken away from me 4 years ago. Ah, but there were those outside the castle walls I was close to, such as Rodrigue.
Rodrigue?
Pardon my rudeness. I meant Lord Rodrigue. He is my father's old companion, and the father of Felix. On the occasions he would visit the capital, he'd take me out hunting, or on long horse rides. While Dedue is like a brother to me, Rodrigue is more like a second father. It might sound ridiculous, but he's the kind of man I hope to become one day. Someone who helps others. Someone who can reach out and save a lost soul.
Very good goal there.
Oh, please, accept my apologies for boring you with my life story. In any case, don't forget your promise, Professor. I'm counting on you.
More to be explored later on. But now his motivation is maxed and his support level is C.
So, our task for this moon is to patrol and guard the monastery, to help put a stop to that assassination plot. The knights will certainly have their hands full protecting Lady Rhea, and perhaps our enemy is counting on that.
Yeah, so yeah, what do you mean? And I agree, and if you choose number 2, you get the support points for Dimitri.
Please, elaborate.
Why would Lord Lonato be carrying around a secret note with an assassination plot written on it?
Too easy.
Isn't it possible he hoped to monopolize everyone's attention with this alleged plot, in order to distract from his true aim?
Maybe they're after the treasure vault. There's also lots of valuable stuff in the library and Professor Hanneman's quarters.
True. The monastery undoubtedly houses many weapons that rival even the hero's relics.
Whatever their aim, we can't allow any harm to come to the ladies of the monastery. I mean, what would I do with my spare time?
You mean to say we should search the monastery, try to find what the enemy is truly after?
Yes. And we should be prepared to fight them as well, should it come to that. I wouldn't mind getting in some training, just in case.
A secret meeting, Professor? Oh, we haven't been introduced. I am Shamir.
Shamir is one of the Knights of Seros, and this young man here is...
I work for Lady Rhea, and I'm Shamir's apprentice. Oh, the name's Cyril.
We've met around, but haven't really had the chance to talk to him, and this is our first time meeting Shamir.
Yep, she's teaching me about the bow and the sword and all kinds of stuff. I've got to protect Lady Rhea, so that's why I've got to learn all I can from Shamir.
Cyril adores Rhea. That aside, if you need anything, ask.
Okay, now since the one thing you can do here is go to the right and you can check, so hit X, hit A, and then view schedule details. Lots of large fish and head chef challenge, so gives you a bonus, of course, if you have dinner with people. And then the rest of the month is pretty empty except for Sethlene Day and Flame's birthday. And yeah, the battles before the end of the month, so that's quite interesting. And we have our first fighting tournament, so let's go explore. There's nothing to certify right now. Okay, first we'll talk to Sothis here.
A hero's relic.
Yeah, you can choose one or two. You get points for choosing one.
However, could I know something? Still, it is heavy on my mind. The stone within the sword. A glow of red. Oh, it is nothing.
Yeah. So basically, we're going to finish off this part with a bunch of C supports. We might need to go into another video. But Dimitri, Dedue, Felix, Ash, Sylvain, Mercedes, and Annette all have C supports or B supports. Yeah, Dimitri has 3 of them right now, so he gets 4 this chapter, so we'll start with that.
Your Highness, the hour is late. May I ask where it is you're going?
I'm off to the library for a bit of research before I train. After that, a bath and bed.
Very well. I shall accompany you.
No. There's no need for that. I am a grown man, after all.
Yeah, Dedue's quite a shadow for Dimitri.
You sustained an injury during yesterday's training. My presence may be of use to you.
It was a mere bruise that will heal in no time. No need to fret over me, Dedue.
Are you dissatisfied with me, Your Highness? Please do not hesitate to correct me.
Yeah, you can kind of see after what happened with Dusker. Dedue is very worried about Dimitri's health and everything, so that tells you he's a really good friend.
And there it is again.
Yes? What is it?
Well, you often choose to address me as Your Highness. When we first met, you used to call me by my name.
That was because I was unfamiliar with Fodlan's speech. Thinking back, such rude manners were inexcusable.
To be honest, I much preferred it. I feel more comfortable being addressed by my name, rather than with the honorifics that go along with being a prince.
But
I did not teach you to read and write so that you know how to address me properly. And I brought you to the Academy as my friend, not a vassal.
But Your Highness, a vassal is precisely what I am.
So much has happened since we met, yet we cannot seem to bridge this gap. So be it. I give you leave to return to your quarters. Take an early night and reflect on what I've said. Please.
Yeah, Dimitri has a very good personality from what I'm finding out.
I couldn't possibly. I said I would accompany you, did I not?
True, but I would much prefer that we take steps to ease this mindset of yours.
There you go, that's done. Now let's go with Felix.
Hello, Felix. I see you're here to train as well.
Go away. Just looking at your face makes me want to retch.
Wow, that's, yeah. Wonder what caused that reaction from Felix.
With that mouth of yours, you grow more like your brother every day.
Shut up. And stop walking around on your hind legs. You're not fooling me.
I cannot fathom why you seem to hate me so.
Because I know what you really are. A beast, craving blood.
A beast craving blood, am I? I assume you're speaking of the events 2 years ago. Last time we met outside the Academy?
I am. The way you suppressed that rebellion, it was ruthless slaughter, and you loved every second. I remember the way you killed your victims, how you watched them suffer. And your face, that expression, all the world's evil packed into it. That was our first battle. I remember it vividly.
Yeah, so he's mentioning that Dimitri has quite the dark side to him as well.
Oh, something wrong? Go ahead and deny it, you wild boar.
I deny nothing, Felix.
Well then. I suppose the Dimitri I once knew died during that slaughter in Dusker, along with my brother.
Perhaps you're right.
Hurry up and get out of my sight. I don't make a habit of talking to beasts.
Yeah, so Felix there shows that Dimitri really changed after Dusker. Talk to Mercedes.
My goodness, sword training again today? Don't overdo it, all right?
I certainly won't, but thanks for your concern, Mercedes. It's more of a hobby than anything, so don't worry too much.
A hobby? How wonderful! I would probably get tired of it, but that's just me.
Didn't you say you hope to take the sword test soon?
You're right. I completely forgot that's coming up. What should I do?
She's going to do pretty badly at that because we really haven't trained her swords. Because she's set up more to be a really good magic user.
To be honest, I've been a bit worried as I haven't seen you at the training ground much.
Why didn't you say something sooner if you were so worried about me?
It didn't occur to me that you could have forgotten. But you're right. I should have mentioned it. As an apology, why don't you let me help you with your swordsmanship?
You would do that for me? I'd really appreciate your help.
Okay, but keep in mind that since we're short on time, we may have to overdo it a little.
I don't like to overdo it, but if we must, I'll try my best.
Basically, he's going to train her right into the ground.
It's settled. Let's begin. Don't tell me you've forgotten how to hold a sword. We have our work cut out for us.
Yeah, that's a good way to end that one.
I usually just hold a sword without thinking about my grip, you know? Let's see what happens now that you've shown me the proper way to handle it. I was nervous at first, but just look at me now. Yeah!
Okay, I'm very scared now. She's gonna lose the sword and it's gonna fly out of her hands. I was right.
Well, I didn't realize offering to help you would mean risking my life.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I just meant to swing the sword. I didn't think it would go flying like that. I'm impressed with how quickly you can dodge.
I didn't realize that, and I predicted what was going to happen. Well, that's just amazing.
Yes, I know you didn't intend to murder me, though that scare likely took years off my life.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe I'm not cut out for this whole sword fighting thing.
Nonsense. It's far too early to give up. The first time I picked up a sword, I was much like you. It's true that different people are better suited to different things. But if you keep at it and refuse to give up, you're certain to improve.
Do you really think so? Thank you, Dimitri. It's very kind of you to... Oh! There's a rip in your cuff, Dimitri. How do you think...
It seems I didn't dodge your sword fast enough. Don't worry, I can easily repair it.
Yep. Maybe if he's lucky, he didn't cut himself while he did. He almost left a hand, or lost his hand or something there.
I'm the one who tore it, so I'll be the one who mends it. How does that sound?
No, please don't worry yourself over it. Just focus on your exam.
Yeah, so I actually like that support there. So now, you and Felix, Ash and Sylvain, and Ned and Sylvain.
Hold a moment, dog.
Are you speaking to me?
I don't see anyone else here, do you? You're that boar's lapdog.
Do not mock His Highness.
Wow, Felix. Really slinging stones there.
Spoken like a good pet. Why do you follow him with such devotion? Do you really think a man like that is worth it?
Fargus destroyed my homeland. Burned it all to the ground. Slaughtered my people.
The punishment of Dusker.
My father, my mother, my siblings, all were killed. We received no aid, no respite. Fargus murdered our dignity and torched our pride. His Highness is different. He is the only one who sees my people as human. He risked his life to save mine, and it is thanks to him that I no longer wish for death.
Well, that's quite the history there. But yeah, of everyone, I think out of all the houses, the blue lines have the most tragic backstory.
That's what we call blind obedience. Tell me, would you give your life for him?
Yes.
And what if he commanded you to join him in a senseless massacre?
I would do it.
Even a massacre of children, or the elderly, or your own comrades?
Yeah, Felix is getting to a really good point here.
Without hesitation. You have misunderstood me. I am the sword and shield of His Highness. Weapons do not have a will of their own.
Yeah, it turns out Dedue is way too loyal.
Blind obedience.
And Felix is right, he's blindly
You're
obedient.
Right. I did misunderstand. I shouldn't have called you a lapdog. You're a rabid cur. You and the Boar Prince make quite a team. Two crazed animals.
I warned you not to mock His Highness. I am aware you have a history of friendship with him, but one more word.
I've said my piece. Scamper back to your master.
Yeah, but Felix definitely knows more in the background there, so... What I'll do is I'm going to end the video here, and we'll do Sylvain's, Ash, and Annette supports in the next chapter. So I'll go and save. So when we come back for part 17, we'll finish off those two supports right away, and then we'll start exploring. So this is Zach of SomeDudePlays.com saying, please leave a like, comment. I'd like to hear feedback on how I improve or if there's anything wrong that I've missed. Subscribe if you want to see more videos, and then hit the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I release a new video. So this is Zach of SomeDudePlays.com saying goodbye, and I'll see you all later.